Class, this is Dr. Ogilvy. I did review Module 1, Part A and Part B quizzes, and so far only about, 10, half the class, at least if I can count the views as a single view for a single student, have even bothered to go and view those, which I'm very disappointed about that. I'm very happy about whoever has taken advantage of that because I'm trying to give you some insight and hints. So in this particular quiz, I'm only reviewing one question on Part B, and this is it, and it's question 16. And you were asked in that question, within the two blue lines is a component of one of the tissues you have studied. Name the component defined by the blue lines. Well, first of all, you're going to have to recognize the tissue that you have studied. And secondly, you're going to have to focus on the component and be able to recognize what component of that tissue. Well, actually it was bone. It was not compact bone, but it was spiculated bone or trabeculated bone. And the answers we accepted were periosteum, fibrous periosteum, osteogenic periosteum, and interperiosteum. Now, we always collect the answers that were typed in, so these are the answers that are typed in. Perichondrium, because it wasn't cartilage. Connective tissue, not specific enough. Smooth muscle, definitely was not, and this is misspelled, should be two O's. Fibrocartilage was not that. Epiphyseal plate, not that, and etc. And fibrous connective tissue, true enough, but we were looking for the specific component. We wanted the name. Stratified squamous epithelium, definitely not. Dense regular connective tissue, well, you could make a case for that, but we wanted a specific component of that tissue, and that was periosteum. Collagen fibers, hyaline cartilage, loose connective tissue, cells, decalcified nervous system. Okay, let's go to the specimen now, and let's take a look at that specimen. See, only 10% of the class got this correct, which is rather surprising, but it's true. So here was the question repeated in Biolucida, and here between the two blue lines, and it's a component of this tissue right here that is next to the area that we're asking about. So you, first of all, maybe you would recognize immediately that these are spicules of bone and these are osteocytes. And you could have enlarged that to take a closer look at it. Here is even an osteome that's partially formed. So that would give a clue. Okay, so, but the other thing you could have done is backed up like this and lower magnification. And then you see the whole structure that we use to ask this question. And it's clearly a long bone. And up here, this is the epiphysis of the bone. And here is the epiphyseal plate where the cartilage is growing to make the bone longer. You see here is reserve cartilage here, and here is the proliferation zone, the hypertrophy zone, and then the osteo deposit of bone zone out here. And you can see that all in here is bone marrow. And of course, this is the shaft of the bone here. So now we go back and we click on this and go to, you could see that if you went through all those maneuvers and then you thought about the possible tissues and their criteria for recognizing them and saw the context of this, maybe you would be able to answer the question more correctly. So I just use that as an example that on these virtual slides in Biolucida on Part B, you have to move around, see the context, think through the answer. I surely hope that's helpful.